Welcome into Steelers Talk, Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry. Today, I'm going to be going over through day 3. So we're in day 3 of NFL free agency right now. I'm going to be breaking down everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers have done so far this offseason in just a second. First, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are doing a special promotion here on the channel this week at Steelers Talk, where if we get 1,000 new subscribers for NFL free agency, I am going to be giving away a free Steelers jersey via a raffle on next week's live show. So go ahead right now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead, click that subscribe button. We're only 600 away. We got a couple more days. We got until Sunday to get to that 1K mark. So we still got plenty of time, but we need your help. Click that subscribe button for me right now. So kind of that first big move that the Steelers made this offseason was to cut William Jackson III, and it really saved them a ton of money, $12.1 million, and this move made 100% sense to me. I just think that somebody that didn't play for the Steelers in 2022, sure, you traded for him, but you didn't trade much for him. It was a conditional 7th that ended up turning up to be nothing because he dealt with a back injury and he didn't play all year. He hasn't played high-level football in over 2 to 3 years now, so he's not somebody that's worth paying that kind of money to be your cornerback one. I would much rather have a guy like Patrick Peterson, but we will get to him in just a second. Next guy up, the next guy that left, unfortunately, was Cameron Sutton, somebody that I really like as a player, someone that has inside, outside versatility. Really good player, man. Like at 5'11", 188 pounds, this guy can really wreak havoc either on the outside or the inside. He's a really good player, a good teammate, a great leader in the locker room, and the Lions picked him up for 3 years with a total of $33 million over those 3 years. So it seems like the Steelers never really truly considered paying Cam that kind of money. They offered him apparently nothing close to the actual amount he got from Detroit. So although it's sad to see him go, they did make a big addition, but we're going to get to that in just a second. First, grade the Steelers' moves in free agency thus far in NFL free agency. Give me an A, a B, a C, or a D in the comment section. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. So whenever you get an ad break, go ahead, go into the comment section and answer today's question. So now let's get into Patrick Peterson, who is presumably going to be the next cornerback one for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He signed a 2-year, $14 million deal with almost $6 million guaranteed over those 2 years. I think that this is a fantastic signing, man. Patrick Peterson, 6'1", 198 pounds, has been a number 1 cornerback in this league for a long time, including last season as a 32-year-old cornerback on a terrible defense, the Minnesota Vikings. He had 5 interceptions, and he had the second best coverage grade of his NFL career. Just imagine what that kind of player can do on a defense with T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Heyward, and who knows who else. Wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Patrick Peterson is a ball hawk. He can really turn the ball over. He's got great ball skills, great hands. He's got great ability to turn the ball over, and that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for. Now, after that, the next day, they got busy again. They went after a guard here, Nate Herbig, 2 years, $8 million deal, $4 million guaranteed. I really like this, and what this really shows me, guys, is that Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is really trying to establish a power run game. Matt Canada has been traditionally more of a zone blocking, kind of a zone run scheme kind of guy. Towards the end of last year, Mike Tomlin said, you're switching it up, we're going more power. And it worked, man. Najee Harris really came into his own as a power back. And Nate Herbig, he's one of the least athletic offensive linemen in the National Football League. But that's okay because he's one of the best power blockers in the league. You're bringing him in to replace Kevin Dotson, in my opinion, and you're bringing him in to be that bull there on the offensive line, just pancaking dudes on the interior of the offensive line. Then right after we heard about Nate Herbig, we learned that the Steelers re-signed Damontae, Kazee, a free safety, someone that I'm a really big fan of. Really played well for the Steelers when he came back from injury about midway through the season on a 2-year deal. We still don't know his full contract details in terms of money figures, but I'm guessing it's relatively cheap. He hasn't made a bunch of money throughout his career, but bringing him back to put him next to Minkah Fitzpatrick and maybe another safety, I guess we'll have to see on that. But I think that he's a great glue guy. I think he's a great locker room guy. I think he brings high energy to the field and to the locker room. Really like Damontae Kazee as a player here and somebody that can really be a mesh kind of player in that secondary. Then you go out and get the big ticket item here, and some people, this is the one that some Steelers fans are a bit lukewarm on. It's re-signing Larry Ogunjobi to almost $30 million per season. Now, he's going to be making $28.75 million over 3 years. The 6'3", 305-pound defensive tackle is going to be playing that 5 technique, 3-4 defensive end role that he played last year. He did it pretty darn well. Now, the big thing with Larry Ogunjobi is that he needs to stay healthy, plain and simply, man. He's dealt with so many injuries, and when he's healthy, he's actually a really, really good player. So if he can stay healthy and he can play at the level that he was at before all of his injuries, man, this is going to turn out to be a really, really good signing. But if he continues to get hurt, if he continues to regress because of those injuries, this signing is going to look like a dud. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this one pans out. And then this morning, it broke. Cole Holcomb, the linebacker, formerly with the Washington Commanders, got a beautiful mullet on his head. 3-year deal. Still don't know the full details on the money figure there for Cole Holcomb. But, man, I really like the athleticism of this kid. He ran a 4.51 at the 2019 NFL Draft Combine. He was a 5th-round pick to Washington, and since then he's been a very solid starter. He's never really been a top 10 kind of linebacker in the league, but he'll be a top 20 guy for you, and that's what the Steelers need, right? You got star talent on your defense. You got TJ Watt. You got Minkah Fitzpatrick. You got all these guys that can really affect the football. You just need somebody that can fly to the football in the run game, somebody that can tackle well. Cole Holcomb can do that for you. He did kind of deal with a foot injury last year, had season-ending foot injury in week 7 of last year's NFL season. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that and see if his speed decreases at all because of that. But I really like the signing. I think he's going to be a good starter for the Steelers. And, man, it's going to be great to see that mullet in black and gold. So let us know in the comment section right now what's been the best signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers so far in free agency. Was it Patrick Peterson? Was it Larry Ogunjobi? Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments section right now. So finally, we got some. I'm not sure if the Steelers are done, guys. That's kind of the point here. I think that the Steelers could be going after a couple of different players here, whether it be a nose tackle, whether it be a wide receiver. I think these are the 10 guys that the Steelers are the most likely to go grab here after they've made kind of their bigger signings. A'Shawn Robinson, Linval Joseph, 2 pros in this league that have done a really good job kind of stuffing the run. I think either one of those guys would be really good fits. You can get them on cheaper contracts. Jarvis Landry, give the Steelers a little bit of a different flavor in the slot. Guys, Calvin Austin is 5'9", 160 pounds. That's not going to move much in the run game on early downs. Jarvis Landry is somebody that's really, really strong. He's a good locker room guy and a veteran. I think he'd be a good fit. Then the big question with the Steelers, in my opinion, to this point is, are they going to sign another safety? There's some options out there like Terrell Edmonds, Adrian Amos, Rodney McLeod. There's some guys out there that the Steelers could get that have played in this league and have played well in this league. The question is, do they want Minkah Fitzpatrick to kind of go down into the box and be that strong safety with Damontae Kazee playing that true free safety next year? Or do they want to bring in another guy and bring back that 3 safety package that did so well in 2022? So now going back to the list here, Bud Dupree's another guy that they could go get to be that edge rusher. Andrew Van Ginkel from the Miami Dolphins, another good player that you could definitely come and go get if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bryce Callahan is a slot cornerback that formerly played with the Chargers. Really good player as well. With the leaving of Cam Sutton, you now have Arthur Maulet as your nickel back right now. Maybe the Steelers want to go get a different nickel back to kind of be that starter because Patrick Peterson is not going to be playing in the slot, or at least not that much. And then, of course, they could bring back fullback Derek Watt, fan favorite. Really like him as a player. If they could get him on a cheap deal, $1.52 million, I would certainly want to bring him back as well. So that's going to be it for my list. There is my complete list one more time of all of the Steelers free agency targets I think the Steelers could still sign at this point in NFL free agency. But let me know right now what you think. Who's the player that you think the Steelers should sign next? Is it a nose tackle? Is it maybe another linebacker? Do you want them to go get a slot corner? Let me know in the comment section right now who's the player that you want the Steelers to get after all these moves. All right, so we got a sub-read, or we got go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. Right now we got a special promotion, like I said. If we get to 1,000 new subs, we're only 600 subscribers away to get that to get that Steelers jersey raffle here on Steelers Talk Live next week. So make sure to get that subscribe button clicked right now for me so you have that chance to win that Steelers jersey.